Good morning. Here is the news at 10. First, the highlights. Lagos State government emphasizes need for innovative, sustainable approaches to urban development across Africa. Federal Capital Territory renames International Conference Center after President Tinubu cancels free services. On the foreign scene, Los Angeles police conduct mass arrest and forces nighttime curfew amid protest against immigration raids. And in sport, organizers announce indefinite postponement of West African Football Union Under 20 Championship. Now the details. I am Taiwo Baruwa. Special advisor to the Lagos State Governor on Housing, Barakat Odunuga Bakari, has emphasized the urgent need for inclusive, innovative and sustainable approaches to urban development across Africa. She made this a session while delivering a presentation titled Urban Transformation, a Call to Action at the 75th Real Estate World Class Congress hosted by the Lagos State chapter, where she addressed a global audience of real estate experts, urban planners, policymakers and key stakeholders. Odunuga Bakari described urban transformation as both a moral and strategic imperative, particularly as Africa prepares for unprecedented urban growth. She stated that urban transformation is not merely about building structures, but also creating livable, sustainable communities that foster social cohesion, economic growth, and environmental viability. The special advisor underscored the urgency of rethinking traditional housing models, citing United Nations projections that Africa's urban population will reach out 1.5 billion by 2030. In a significant move to bolster educational opportunities for persons with disabilities, PWDs in Lagos State, the Lagos State Office for Disability Affairs, LASODA, has enhanced its collaboration with the Lagos State Agency for Mass Education, LAGAME. Leading a delegation to LAGAME, General Manager of LASODA, Adenike Oyetunde Lawal, emphasized the critical importance of inclusive education. Oyetunde Lawal highlighted that accessible and tailored educational programs are vital for equipping PWDs with essential skills, thereby improving their employment prospect, fostering independence, and enhancing their overall well-being. In her response, Director, Lagos State Agency for Mass Education, Oluwakemi Kalesonwu, affirmed LAGAME's readiness to collaborate with LASODA, outlining several ongoing initiatives designed to promote greater inclusion. According to Kalesonwu, LAGAME is keen on fostering progressive partnerships that support the academic, social-emotional development of PWDs, reinforcing the agency's commitment to creating a more inclusive learning environment. In order to spotlight indigenous fashion and textiles on the global stage, the Lagos State Commissioner for Tourism, Art and Culture, Toke Benson Awinka, has hosted a high-level meeting with Her Majesty Queen Ronke Ademeluyi Ogunwusi, founder of Africa Fashion Week London in Nigeria, alongside the British Deputy High Commissioner Johnny Baxter. The strategic engagement focused on advancing the cultural and economic potential of Adire textiles, an iconic Yoruba fabric, as a major export and symbol of Nigeria's rich heritage. Speaking during the meeting, Benson Awinka reaffirmed Lagos State's unwavering support for creative platforms that empower designers, preserve cultural identity, and contribute meaningfully to the state economy. She emphasized that such partnerships are vital in amplifying African narratives and positioning Lagos as the heartbeat of fashion and creativity on the continent. The Commissioner described the meeting as a major step forward in promoting Adire and African fashion globally, while also underscoring Lagos State's commitment to cultural preservation and creative industry growth. Now to the rest of the stories. The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has announced the renaming of the Abuja International Conference Center as the Bola Ahmed Tinubu International Conference Center. This came as President Tinubu reopened the renovated facility and directed all ministries, departments and agencies to pay for its use to ensure its upkeep and long-term sustainability. Special advisor to the president on information and strategy, Bayo Nonuga, revealed this in a statement titled Abuja International Conference Center, renamed in President Tinubu's honor, and mandates payment for its use. In his address, President Tinubu recounted his shock at its poor state, recalling his previous visit to the center during the ECOWAS Parliament Conference in April 2024. President Tinubu assured Nigerians of his administration's determination to revitalize infrastructure across key sectors, including transportation, healthcare, education, energy, and urban development under the Renewed Hope agenda. The Bola Ahmed Tinubu International Conference Center is among several capital projects scheduled for inauguration by the president as part of activities marking his second anniversary in office. Environmental Health Council of Nigeria says over 1,500 health professionals have not been paid salaries in the last 20 months. The inability of the council to pay stemmed from the directive of the federal government to cut off funding from certain agencies of government. Environmental Health Council of Nigeria, established by Act 11 of 2002, as amended, is Nigeria's primary board overseeing environmental health regulations and a wide range of activities that prevent the spread of diseases. It will be recorded that in 2023, a memo signed by the former Director General of the Budget Office of the Federation, Benaka Boise, stated that certain agencies and regulatory bodies would become fully self-funded and responsible for personnel overhead and capital expenditures. The Environmental and Health Council of Nigeria was affected by the budget cost, creating a deficit in the annual overhead and personnel cost of the council. Meanwhile, a letter by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, described, addressed to President Bola Tinubu on April 30, 2025, appealed for leniency on behalf of the health workers. In foreign news now, Los Angeles police say they are conducting mass arrests after Mayor Karen Bass declared a curfew for parts of downtown LA. Bass imposed the curfew in response to looting and violence during protests against immigration raids. Meanwhile, in Texas, the governor has deployed the National Guard ahead of the planned protest. Demonstrations have spread to other cities in the United States, with multiple arrests in New York. Earlier, California Governor Gavin Newsom said President Donald Trump had inflamed a comfortable situation by deploying the National Guard. In sport now, the inaugural West African Football Union WAFU A and B Under-20 Boys Cup of Nations, originally fixed for June 15 to 30 in Ghana, has been shifted by the organizers. This decision was communicated by the Ghana Football Association GFA in a letter addressed to participating nations. The GFA also urged all participating teams, officials and stakeholders to remain patient and to monitor official communication platforms for update regarding the revised schedule, saying a new date for the tournament will be announced in due course. 16 national teams from WAFU Zones A and B were set to compete in the tournament. Nigeria's Under-20 head coach Ali Zubairu had previously talked about the competition as an ideal preparatory platform for the upcoming FIFA Under-20 World Cup scheduled to take place in Chile. The Flying Eagles have been in training camp in Abuja for the past week as part of their build-up to the competition, and the camp may be interrupted as a result of the latest development. And that's it on the news at 10. But just before we go, always slow down at road junctions, intersections, and pedestrian crossings. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms: X at Traffic Radio 961, Facebook Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, Instagram Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Subscribe and watch news and programs live on YouTube at Traffic Radio 961. Visit our website on www.trafficradio961.ng. You can also listen to Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM live on My Lagos app for timely updates. Did you know that under the Sanwo-Olu administration, 814 children benefited from vocational training, reformation, behavioral modification, psychosocial therapy, reintegration, empowerment and scholarships to higher institutions of learning, both local and international. You can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. To end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. Special advisor to the governor on housing, Barakato Dunuga Bakari, has emphasized the urgent need for inclusive, innovative and sustainable approaches to urban development across Africa. The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has announced the renaming of the Abuja International Conference Center as the Bola Ahmed Tinubu International Conference Center. We also told you that Los Angeles police say they are conducting mass arrest after Mayor Karen Bass declared a curfew for part of downtown LA. And finally, in sport, the inaugural West African Football Union WAFU A and B Under-20 Boys Cup of Nations, originally fixed for June 15 to 30 in Ghana, has been shifted by the organizers. For contact with the newsroom, send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. That ends the news broadcast compiled by Adesua Ejayoka. I am Taiwo Baruwa. Thank you for listening. Good morning.
Timely, reliable, accurate, dynamic, innovative, and objective traffic report. That's why we are your T Radio on 96.1 dial. Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Moving Lagos forward. This message is brought to you by Mike Frost and Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1.